and former main stage cast member of the famed theater, the Second City, Detroit. Detroit. She's written and performed comedy locally with the River City Improv, Fish Stick, and the Comedy Project, and has shared the stage with notable names like Martin Short, Kevin Nealon, Alan Zidwell, Bob Saget, Horatio Sanz, along with numerous performers at local theaters, stand-up, and even her own one-woman show. She's proud, as we are, that she has performed at every LaughFest since its inception, back in 2010. And on a personal note, as somebody who has been a Grand Rapids a long time as you have, we orbited many circles until that very first meeting about 18 months before we launched LaughFest. And I finally met one of my heroes in the community and had the opportunity to work with her every year since, Mary Jane Pories.
So nice.
Don't cry now.
Thank you. Okay, so my story is called People and Pets I Have Hurt. Not the only one. So you heard the saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Well, I realized it's true when I thought about all the people and pets I've shared a life with. Unintentionally, of course, that I hurt them. But tonight I won't have the chance to explore all the psychological and emotional damage I've done. Instead, I'm going to focus primarily on the physical pain. So let me begin with one pet in particular. Her name was Lydia. Please note the unfortunate use of past tense. She was a chubby, neurotic cat who arrived sick and spent the first 2 weeks in our home flinging snot in the rafters in the basement. Eventually, she moved upstairs where she continued sneezing until we finally settled into a mutually adoring relationship. She'd scurry upstairs when she heard me singing in the shower and wail right back at me, which was nice because most people ran in the other direction. I was always sure she was in at night and had plenty to eat, had all her vaccinations, and a prominent spot in family photos. But she was vain. And she knew she had a gorgeous tail, which she'd flaunt with a slow, sexy walk whenever anyone was looking. So one late afternoon, I heard her meow and opened the door to let her in. And I can't quite remember what distracted me at the moment. The whistle of a teapot, ring of a telephone, a yell from upstairs, I don't know. But she sauntered in and without my realizing it, settled into her elaborate side-to-side runway walk. As I said, I was distracted. And trigger warning here, when I tried to close the front door, it wouldn't shut. My father had always said, don't force things, but you know, when you're short of time. So, and the door did stick, so it, you know, wouldn't shut sometimes. So I tried to I was told to stop and let you imagine. So I'm going to spare you the details. And cut to the blood-curdling scream from my roommate who dashed down the stairs to rescue the cat. And she seemed fine. So a couple days later, I went to pet her. She was all warm and soft, and then was turned into sort of a brittle stick, what had once been a healthy appendage, her tail. The vet amputated and said she was fine. Yet she was fine. And we went back to loving each other. Except occasionally she would exact revenge on me, and she'd leap up to the stove, make sure I was looking at her, and she'd pee right in the burner. And not just one burner. Well, fortunately, I've never maimed a human being. Yeah. Although I did break my friend's foot on the day of her wedding, or just before her wedding, actually. She had prenuptial jitters, and I was trying to cheer her up and offered her a ride on my grocery cart. And she liked the idea, so she mounted the front rung, and we ran up and down the aisles, and hair was flying, we're laughing. It was so much fun until I lost control and slammed her into the canned goods. Thankfully, her wedding gown covered the cast, and I'm happy to say they're still married. Anyway, I digress. Probably the most appalling incident occurred at the outset of a week-long kayak trip through the San Juan Islands with the person who's now my wife, Rhonda. And why she ever went anywhere with me again or even married me is a mystery. I toyed with purchasing the Men in Black neutralizer. Did you know you can buy that on Amazon for $10? But I didn't, and fortunately for me, she's an extraordinarily forgiving person. Anyway, for this trip, we had to prove we could right the boat if we capsized. We'd have to show we could kick our way out of the skirt and swim to the surface for safety. So I thought, well, easy peasy, we can do this. And we were in a two-person kayak. The water in the Pacific Northwest is, as you may know, about 50 degrees or colder. That was hard to imagine sitting on a grassy hill in the warm sunshine, listening to warnings from our guide. And when it was our turn to demonstrate our prowess, we climbed into the boat, paddled out to sea, confident we were ready for the test. I remember promising her that I'd put her life before mine. No matter what. And if I drowned, well, it would be worth it to save her. I secretly hoped, however, that if I did, she'd wear a little locket in my memory with droplets of salt water mixed with her tears. But I wasn't worried. Neither of us were. And we reviewed the instructions, smiled at each other, and said, let's go. So we began rocking the boat from side to side until finally we flipped. Now, no matter how many times you hear the waters are very cold, nothing prepares you for that bone-crushing, mind-numbing shock of the ice cold crashing against your warm skin, the darkness, the disorientation, and the elemental fear. The terror only increases if you have short little legs like I do. And no matter how hard you kick, that little skirt won't release. So finally, I gave it one last Herculean kick, broke free from the boat, disentangled myself from the flopping skirt, swam to Rhonda, and then this is the part I still can't quite believe. I climbed her like a ladder. I stepped my way up her body, and even worse, gave myself a final push off her head to the surface. She joined me not long after, and to say her shock at my behavior rivaled my own would be an understatement. We did still go on the trip, although I noticed a wariness I hadn't seen before, and she was also sure we were never alone after that. You know, while I was writing this, I thought of that song, love hurts, because it does. Right? We hurt those we love, sometimes intentionally, but more often, I think, unintentionally. As relationships, loving people requires a proximity, and I realize that despite my good intentions, I have, and I probably will continue to, hurt those I love the most, which I guess is one of the most human things about being human. Finally, because I love it that you turned out for this event, and love you for supporting Gilda's Club, I thought it only fitting to inflict a little pain on you as well. So allow me, won't you? Love hurts. Love scars. Love wounds. And any heart not tough nor strong enough to take a lot of pain, take a lot of pain. Love is like a cloud, holds a lot of rain. Love